how good was Prime Cristiano Ronaldo actually? A hush descends, as though the universe has muted its soundtrack. Ronaldo stands, leonine, over the ball, a gladiator eyeing history's throat. One swing, a thunderclap, and the sphere screams into the top corner like a planet seeking a new orbit. The crowd erupts, joy, disbelief, pure pandemonium. Yet here's the tantalizing riddle. If this is but a single area, how magnificent was the full opera of Cristiano in his pomp? Linger with us. The overture was merely foreplay. Introduction. Cristiano Ronaldo, the name itself sends shivers down the spines of defenders. In his prime years, he was more than just a soccer player. He was a force of nature. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest players in history. We're talking about someone who has 5 Ballon d'Or awards, the trophy for the world's best player, on his shelf. He's won 34 major trophies, including 5 Champions League titles. His stats sound made up. Over 900 career goals and the most goals ever in the UEFA Champions League. Those numbers alone are stunning, but the stats only tell part of the story. To really feel how good Prime Ronaldo was, we need to relive the journey, the goals, the glory, the grit, and the goosebumps. The rise at Manchester United. Our story begins in England. A teenaged Ronaldo arrived at Manchester United in 2003 as a skinny kid from a small island with dazzling feet and a goofy grin. At first, he loved doing fancy stepovers and tricks. Some critics thought he was all flash, no finish. But young Ronaldo had something to prove. He trained like there was no tomorrow, hitting the gym, practicing his shooting, and even learning to use his head, literally becoming a heading specialist. Under the guidance of legendary coach Sir Alex Ferguson, who Ronaldo calls a father figure, he transformed from a showy winger into a goal-scoring machine. By the 2007-08 season, Ronaldo was absolutely on fire. He scored 42 goals in all competitions that year. Yes, 42. He was scoring from free kicks, dribbling through entire defenses, and soaring above defenders to head the ball in. That season, he helped Manchester United win the Premier League and the Champions League, essentially carrying the team on his back. At just 23 years old, Ronaldo was crowned the best player in the world, winning his first Ballon d'Or in 2008 as a reward for that incredible season. One iconic moment from that era, a Champions League semi-final against Arsenal in 2009. Ronaldo scored a 40-yard screamer, a shot so far out and so fast that the Arsenal keeper didn't even move. The ball whizzed into the net, and even rival fans watching had to applaud such brilliance. At Manchester United, Ronaldo became a superstar. In 6 seasons, he netted 118 goals for United and won every club trophy available. He arrived as a boy with potential and left as the most feared player in England. But Ronaldo's journey was just getting started. A new challenge was calling, one that would push him to even greater heights. Reaching legendary status at Real Madrid. In 2009, Real Madrid, the most glamorous club in the world, paid a then record fee of £80 million to sign Ronaldo. The expectations were sky high. Could he shine even brighter under the spotlight of the Bernabeu? The answer came loud and clear. Yes. In Spain, Ronaldo didn't just live up to the hype. He went supernova. From 2009 to 2018, Cristiano Ronaldo crafted a prime that almost defies belief. Let's talk goals. At Real Madrid, Ronaldo scored 450 goals in 438 games. Read that again. 450 goals, 438 games. That means he averaged over a goal per game, which is unheard of at the elite level. For context, most great strikers would be thrilled to score 20 or 30 in a season. Ronaldo was routinely scoring 50 or more every year. In fact, he became the first player ever to score 50-plus goals in 6 consecutive seasons. He was like a cheat code, a goal-scoring robot set on destroy. Every week, it seemed Ronaldo would either score a hat-trick or do something jaw-dropping. His playing style evolved at Real Madrid. Ronaldo in his prime was a blend of brute athleticism and refined skill. He was lightning fast. If he got a step on a defender, they were left in the dust. He developed a trademark knuckleball free kick that dipped and swerved unpredictably. And his heading ability became the stuff of legend. Ronaldo turned himself into a physical specimen, strong, quick, with a leap like an Olympic high jumper. There's that famous photo of him literally hanging in the air above 2 bewildered defenders as he powers a header into the net. It's no surprise he scored tons of headers. He could jump nearly half a meter off the ground with ease. Then there were the trophies and records. Ronaldo helped lead Real Madrid to 4 Champions League titles in 5 years, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018, including the famous La Decima, Real's long-awaited 10th European Cup. In those Champions League campaigns, Ronaldo was often the top scorer. In fact, he's the Champions League all-time top scorer with 140 goals. He also holds the record for the most goals ever scored in a single Champions League season, 17 goals in 2013 to 14. Think about that. 17 goals against the best teams in Europe, all in one campaign. It's a record that still stands, and it highlights just how dominant he was on the biggest stage. Year after year, when the Champions League anthem played, Ronaldo morphed into a big game predator. He finished as the Champions League top scorer 7 different seasons, more than any other player. European nights belonged to him. Of course, the rivalry with Lionel Messi was the backdrop of this era. Every week in Spain, it felt like Ronaldo versus Messi, 2 titans pushing each other to new levels. One week, Messi would score a hat-trick. The next week, Ronaldo would score 4 and do his famous "Siu" celebration. You can practically hear the crowd echoing it. Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or 4 more times in Madrid: 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017, bringing his total to 5, second only to Messi's tally. The 2 giants dominated the award for a decade, and Ronaldo was right there at the top of the football world. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. Early in his Real Madrid tenure, despite Ronaldo scoring heaps of goals, the team struggled to win the biggest trophies because Barcelona, with Messi, often had the edge. This was a challenge Ronaldo faced: how to elevate his team to glory. It all turned around in 2014 when Real Madrid won the Champions League, with Ronaldo scoring a crucial penalty in the final and finishing the tournament with a record goal haul. From then on, Real Madrid became almost unbeatable in Europe, and Ronaldo was the spearhead of that success. Clutch moments and challenges. What made Prime Ronaldo so special wasn't just the consistency, but the clutch moments. Those times when the pressure was highest and he delivered something unforgettable. He had an almost superhero-like ability to rise to the occasion. When his team needed a goal, he provided it. When the stage was biggest, he stole the show. Take the 2017 Champions League final, Real Madrid versus Juventus. Ronaldo scored twice, including the opening goal, leading Madrid to victory. Or consider a knockout game in 2016. Real Madrid were down 2-0 from the first leg against Wolfsburg. In the return leg, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick, single-handedly flipping the tie to send Real through. Time and again, he was the savior. Perhaps the defining moment of Ronaldo's prime came in April 2018. Real Madrid faced Juventus in a Champions League quarter-final. In the first leg in Turin, Ronaldo had already scored 1 goal. Then, he produced a moment of pure genius. He leapt into the air and executed a perfect bicycle kick, an overhead kick struck with such power and precision that the ball rocketed into the corner of the net. Even by Ronaldo's standards, this goal was otherworldly. The entire stadium, including the Juventus fans who usually would boo an opposing goal, stood up and applauded him. Imagine that. Fans cheering a goal that was scored against their own team. Ronaldo himself seemed almost shy as he thanked them, later saying that the ovation was one of the nicest moments of his career. That goal was a testament to how good he was. He earned the respect of even his rival supporters. It's a highlight that still gives fans chills and perfectly encapsulates Ronaldo's prime. Athletic brilliance, audacity, and the ability to create pure magic in a big game. But Ronaldo's journey also had challenges that he had to overcome. As a young player, he was criticized for being too selfish or theatrical. He would sometimes go down easily trying to win fouls, which got English fans riled up. Instead of letting it break him, Ronaldo used the criticism as fuel to improve. Another challenge came with age, maintaining peak performance as he got older. By his early 30s, many players slowed down. Ronaldo did have to adapt his game. He wasn't dribbling past 5 players as often as in his youth, so he focused even more on positioning, finishing, and using his experience. The result? He kept scoring and stayed on top. In 2016, at age 31, he captained Portugal to victory in the European Championship, a major trophy at the national level, proving he could lead and inspire even when not at his physical fastest. And as the years went on, he extended his prime by taking incredible care of his body. Strict diet, hard training, and that unyielding drive. New challenges at Juventus and beyond. In 2018, after conquering everything with Real Madrid, Ronaldo surprised the world by moving to Juventus in Italy. He was 33 years old, an age when even great players usually start winding down. But Ronaldo saw it as a new challenge. Could he dominate another league? Spoiler, he could. In his very first season in Serie A, he was a top scorer for Juventus and helped them win the league. And in 2019, in a Champions League match against Atletico Madrid, he reminded everyone that he was still Mr. Clutch. Juventus had lost 2-0 in the first leg, and in the second leg, Ronaldo scored a stunning hat-trick, including 2 headers and a penalty, to overturn the deficit. It was vintage Cristiano, performing when it mattered most, with that intense, I got this look in his eyes. By 2020-21, Ronaldo, now 36 years old, achieved something historic. He finished as Serie A's top scorer with 29 goals, becoming the first player ever to be the top scorer in the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A in his career. Think about that feat. He proved his goal-scoring brilliance in England, Spain, and Italy, 3 of the world's toughest leagues. In 2021, at 36, he was still scoring more goals than players 10 years younger. That season, he scored 29 in Serie A, leaving superstars like Lukaku in his wake. It was clear that even past the typical prime age, Ronaldo's professionalism and hunger kept him performing at a world-class level. After Juventus, Ronaldo returned briefly to Manchester United, the club that made him a superstar. Even there, at 36 to 37 years old, he immediately became the team's top scorer, including a memorable hat-trick against Tottenham that had commentators running out of adjectives. The prodigal son returned and still delivered magic at Old Trafford, reminding everyone that class is permanent. Now, for the final chapter so far. Ronaldo's move to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia in 2023. Some thought this would just be a retirement trip, an older legend taking it easy. But Ronaldo doesn't do taking it easy. He arrived in Saudi and immediately started scoring buckets of goals, showing flashes of his prime brilliance. In one game, he scored 4 goals in a single match, including his 500th career league goal. Even at 38 years old, he celebrated each goal with the same passion, doing his trademark leap and shout, "See you!" as fans around the world smiled, knowing the pose by heart. It's like he's telling us, I'm not finished yet. Legacy of an unstoppable icon. So, how good was Prime Cristiano Ronaldo actually? The simple answer, mind-blowingly good. He was a goal-scoring titan, a record breaker, and a big-game hero. But beyond the numbers, Prime Ronaldo was about the feeling he gave us when we watched him play. It was the mix of excitement, awe, and sometimes pure disbelief. He could make a stadium erupt with a single touch. He could make a young fan jump off the couch screaming with joy. He could even make opponents throw up their hands and just shrug, as if to say, what can we do? It's Ronaldo. In his prime, Ronaldo had no real weaknesses. Need someone to sprint past the defense. Ronaldo's on it. Need a 30-yard rocket shot? Ronaldo can. Need a towering header in a crowded box. Ronaldo will jump higher than everyone. Free kick? Penalty under pressure? Last-minute chance? You already know the answer. Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldo. His mentality was as impressive as his skills. An ice-cold confidence and a relentless drive to win. Teammates have often talked about his work ethic. First to training, last to leave, always pushing to improve. That mentality is part of what made his prime last so long and burn so bright. Let's not forget the fun he brought to the game as well. The signature celebrations, the famous "see you" leap or the calm-down gesture after silencing a rival crowd, the occasional cheeky flick or step over, the showmanship. He was an entertainer at heart. Fans who watched Prime Ronaldo will carry those memories for life. The nights he made the impossible look easy, the times he rescued his team from the jaws of defeat, and the countless trophies lifted with that megawatt smile on his face. In terms of legacy, Ronaldo's prime has placed him in the absolute elite tier of football legends. We're talking about him in the same breath as Pelé, Maradona, and Messi. He holds more records than we can list here. From being Real Madrid's all-time top scorer, to the Champions League's record scorer, to scoring in 3 Champions League finals, and on and on. But perhaps the biggest testament to his greatness is the respect he earned universally. Coaches, players, and fans, even those who don't support his teams, acknowledge that what we witnessed during Ronaldo's prime was something truly special. Maybe a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. Conclusion. Prime Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't just good. He was a phenomenon. He was the kid who trained to outrun and outjump everyone, who grew into a man that redefined goal-scoring consistency. He was the superstar who delivered under pressure again and again, with a flair for the dramatic. Watching him in his prime was like watching a superhero in a movie. You knew he'd save the day, but it still amazed you every time. His legacy is written in the record books and in the memories of millions of fans who will tell you stories of his legendary nights. From Manchester to Madrid, from Turin to Manchester again, and later to far-off Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo showed the world just how high the bar of excellence can be set. And here's the emotional truth. Prime Ronaldo made football feel special. Whether you cheered for him or against him, you couldn't ignore him. He created moments that made people fall in love with the game. That is how good Prime Cristiano Ronaldo actually was. Unbelievably, extraordinarily, heart-poundingly good. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Ronaldo's prime. The story doesn't end here. There's always another legend or moment to explore. If you enjoyed reliving Ronaldo's greatness, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Make sure to check out our next video. It's one you won't want to miss. Let us know in the comment section what you want to watch next. Don't miss out. Watch our next video now for another amazing football story.